NATO was created to deter the Soviet Union and Europe, but now it seems to be positioning itself to take on China. During their two-day summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, NATO leaders issued a firm statement expressing concerns about the People's Republic of China. According to the statement, China's actions pose challenges to the alliance's interests, security, and values through its ambitions and coercive policies. NATO heads of state said in their communique, "The PRC employs a broad range of political, economic, and military tools to increase its global footprint and project power while remaining opaque about its strategy, intentions, and military buildup. The PRC's malicious hybrid and cyber operations and its confrontational rhetoric and disinformation target allies and harm alliance security." In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why China is sweating over NATO's recent moves. Let's get started. NATO's apprehensions regarding China have escalated rapidly. The organization first expressed concerns in a leader's statement in late 2019, and last year included a reference in its main guiding document known as the Strategic Concept for the first time. NATO had stated China poses systemic challenges in its strategic concept. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg told reporters at the summit that while China was not a NATO adversary, it was increasingly challenging the rules-based international order with its coercive behavior. He said, "China is increasingly challenging the rules-based international order, refusing to condemn Russia's war against Ukraine, threatening Taiwan, and carrying out a substantial military buildup." Stoltenberg told the Wall Street Journal at NATO headquarters in Brussels, "NATO is and will remain a regional alliance of North America and Europe, but this region faces global threats and we have to address them together with our global partners." In an op-ed published, Stoltenberg said, "China in particular is watching to see the price Russia pays or the reward it receives for its aggression in Ukraine." He added leaders in South Korea and Japan were clearly concerned that what was happening in Europe today could happen in Asia tomorrow. While Taiwan was not explicitly mentioned in NATO's communique, nor were any direct or indirect parallels drawn, it seems to be one of the key areas of concern. In this context, it's to be noted that leaders from Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, and Japan, known as the Asia-Pacific Four, attended the annual North Atlantic Treaty Organization Summit meeting for the second successive year. In the communique, NATO said China sought to control key technological and industrial sectors, critical infrastructure, and strategic materials and supply chains, and that Beijing also used its economic leverage to create strategic dependencies and enhance its influence. In October of last year, a delegation of approximately a dozen NATO military officers visited Taiwan for discussions with local military authorities regarding China's military capabilities and its recently concluded Communist Party Congress, as reported by individuals familiar with the meetings. Several months prior to the Asia-Pacific Four national leaders attending the NATO summit in Madrid in June, the defense chiefs of the four countries participated in a meeting of the NATO Military Committee, which serves as the top advisory board to NATO commanders. Over the past few years, the UK and other NATO countries have sent warships for exercises in the Asia-Pacific region. For example, in 2021, French Defense Minister Florence Parly announced that the French nuclear attack submarine SNA Emeraude conducted a patrol in the South China Sea. Another significant move is being considered. The idea to open an office was first discussed after NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg visited Japan earlier this year. It reportedly involved opening a civilian office in Tokyo in 2024 as a means of facilitating NATO's dialogues in the Asia-Pacific. The NATO communique's portrayal of China as a significant challenge to the military alliance's interests and security has elicited a strong and angry reaction from Beijing. The Chinese mission to the European Union condemned the comments, accusing NATO of distorting China's position and deliberately trying to discredit the country. It said, "We firmly oppose and reject this." In the statement, the Chinese mission said Beijing opposed NATO's eastward movement into the Asia-Pacific region and warned, "Any act that jeopardizes China's legitimate rights and interests will be met with a resolute response." China's state media launched a scathing attack against NATO. CCP mouthpiece Global Times published an editorial accusing the group of being Washington's axe, spears, and shovels, and being the source of war wherever it goes. NATO must promptly withdraw the black hand it has extended toward the Asia-Pacific region, and it should not even think about squeezing half of its body in the future, the editorial said, claiming that most countries in Asia not only do not welcome NATO, but also see it as a terrible monster that should be avoided at all costs. China's state-run Xinhua news agency said that the wars and conflicts involving NATO states suggest the bloc is a grave challenge to global peace and stability. Despite all the chaos and conflict already inflicted, NATO is spreading its tentacles to the Asia-Pacific region with an express aim of containing China. The NATO summit in Lithuania demonstrated the commitment of Asian countries to strengthening ties with NATO, despite facing threats of retaliation from China. There are growing indications of enhanced security alliances between certain Asian and European democracies. For example, South Korea's involvement goes beyond discreetly supplying munitions to Ukraine. It now openly sells tanks to Poland. Additionally, European military forces are increasingly engaging in joint military exercises in the Pacific. Democracies in both regions are also collaboratively seeking ways to reduce their reliance on China for high-technology goods and other essential resources. China's high-handed tactics seem to be backfiring big time. NATO is the most powerful military alliance in the world, and it's clear now that a confrontation is brewing.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.